or disintegration of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and the annexation of parts of its territory to neighboring countries. That encourages inequality in human rights, completely devaluing and ignoring the provisions of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Those same factors completely negate the judgments of the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia. The judgments of the tribunal stated genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and even the existence of joint criminal enterprises, where it was further established that all those most heinous crimes were committed on the basis of different ethnicities of the citizens of Bosnia and Herzegovina. That negates one of the fundamental human rights according to the Universal Declaration, which is the right to live. Awards are given to glorified war criminals without any moral dilemmas. I consider that to be in direct contradiction with another value of the United Nations, which is the elimination of impunity for war crimes. That raises another question requiring a very clear answer. How to deal with the factors negating the courts formed by the United Nations. Those factors include political factors and countries as well. How to treat them in specific cases of denials of verdicts, convincing the perpetrators of the crimes of genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and ethnic cleansing. Can such factors, which deny those verdicts and hide the perpetrators of genocide and war crimes, even be a part of the international legal order? That question directly goes back to the foundations of international law and the United Nations organization itself. At the same time, the principles of a universal jurisdiction are abused for political purposes outside of prescribed procedures and agreements concluded between the states that clearly specify the modalities of persecution of war crime suspects who inevitably must be held accountable. Those war crime suspects have citizenships of the countries which hold the primary responsibility for this. If universal jurisdiction is used in a selective and political way, that deeply compromises the principles of criminal law and legal security, and thus human rights. It also undermines confidence in judicial mechanisms. On the other hand, certain politics, by means of forcing discrimination and inequality of the citizens of Bosnia and Herzegovina, attempt to invade the constitutional and legal system of my country in order to get a golden key or golden share in making decisions in the country under all acts of international law, such as the Charter of the United Nations. They should not be allowed to do so. Their tendencies in the diplomatic field, where they deny the fundamental human rights of individuals, where, in order to achieve their clear goals by means of certain imaginary collective rights, go beyond good neighborly relationships. Such activities and intentions hide the strategic goal of appropriating parts of the territory of Bosnia and Herzegovina.